Hi, my name is Noël. I'm from Monaco and I speak 5 different languages. I'm a beauty and health producer, currently living in Tokyo. So I've got these new lights that I can play with. This should be good. Do you often eat snacks? I'm not saying snack as something like junky or full of sugar, more natural snacks. And today, I have 3 kind bars available in Japan. So they came out last year, I suppose, in 2020. These 3 flavors came out. There is another new flavor which came out pretty recently, this one. But it's... what I like about kind bars is that they're so crunchy. The new flavor, which is made from dried fruits and chia seeds, kind of too soft for me, so I'm not going to do a review of that one today. And for some reason, these are called Be Kind bars in Japan. So we've got here dark chocolate, almond and sea salt, caramel, almond and sea salt, maple pecan nuts and sea salt. They all sound delicious. Why? Because they all have sea salt in it. This combination of salty and sweet is always a good idea. FYI, salty is shoppai and sweet is amai in Japanese. If you combine these two, it's amajoppai. Amai plus shoppai equals Happy Noel. What's good about these kind bars is that they're basically made from nuts. It's very natural. So this is good when, between your meals you kind of feel hungry, you want like a snack. This is perfect. So in Japan, there are 4 flavors available in the local convenience stores at the moment. And I've also seen one which has a high protein. It was in a red package and it was very wide. I think it was this wide, perhaps twice as wide as this one. I've had it once, it was crunchy, it was good, but I've only seen it once. I wonder why, and I searched for information online and I couldn't really find it. So I guess they were testing in some stores before they officially announce it. So I'm not going to do a review of that one today, but perhaps later on. Let's get started. The dark chocolate almond flavor. So it's like this. It's very solid. This combination of nuts and chocolate kind of smells like Snicker bars, in my opinion. Yes, très bien, magnifique. I've had this quite a lot of times before, but this is definitely my favorite. It's very well balanced. So it's sweet and it's salty, but not too salty. Like the salt is kind of supporting the chocolate from behind, which kind of increases the sweetness. This is dark chocolate, which shouldn't be that sweet, but thanks to the salt, it makes the sweetness stronger. And it has over 6 grams of protein. As for the 2 other flavors as well, they all have around 6.5 grams of protein. And if you're worried about sodium or salt, this has 0.3 grams of salt. Moving on to the next flavor, Maple Pecan nut. So as for the dark chocolate and almond and caramel, they have like a layer of chocolate on one side. As for the pecan nut flavor, it doesn't have chocolate. Instead, it has maple syrup all over it. And I can smell it. It's a great combination. I feel that there are more rice puffs on this one. Okay. So this one is not as crunchy as the other 2 flavors. I would describe this as more sticky. Oh yeah, be careful when you're eating these outside. These could get stuck between your teeth. I recommend carrying a toothbrush. And it's sweet, but compared to the chocolate flavor, I suppose it's a bit less sweet. The word mild would fit perfectly for this flavor. Oh, but it is salty actually. It depends where you eat. At first it didn't feel that salty, but on the second bite it felt quite salty. But I like how it smells. It's quite elegant. And I must say that for the other 2 flavors with almonds and chocolate, they're quite crunchy. So if you're worried about your teeth or if you don't like the crunchy texture so much, this could be a good option. And finally we have caramel. So here we go. It has a layer here on the bottom of caramel chocolate, and it's also sprinkled all over it. Nice! So even if you haven't had these before, I think you can tell just by the way it smells that this is the sweetest flavor. Caramel plus salt is always a good combination too. Okay? So it's crunchy, almost as crunchy as the dark chocolate flavor, and it's quite sweet. Some people might consider this as too sweet, kind of reminds me of white chocolate, but therefore we can also taste the salt in this one. It's like a contrast of very high level sweetness and the salt. So we could say this is balanced in a way. As for the caramel flavor, it kind of comes after your first bite and it stays in your mouth. That's very comfortable. So if you're a fan of caramel, I recommend this one. And to wrap up, I would like to do a brief summary of the 3 flavors that I introduced today. So as I mentioned earlier, which maybe I shouldn't have, my favorite is dark chocolate and almond. Yes, congratulations. So I like the 2 other flavors as well, but I always come back to this one. I feel that this one is the most crunchy flavor. It's very satisfying. Number 2, the caramel flavor. This is good. Usually I buy the dark chocolate flavor, and when I feel like I want to try something different, I usually come to the caramel flavor. So it's quite similar to the dark chocolate flavor, but a bit more sweet, and the caramel flavor kind of stays in your mouth. So this is totally like a battle between chocolate and caramel. If you hesitate, you should choose the one that you prefer, chocolate or caramel. I know it's a hard choice. And finally, number 3, we have the maple pecan nut. I like the taste, but it's not as crunchy as the 2 other flavors. That's why I ranked this number 3, but it's good. If you like maple syrup, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. It's also good, especially in winter. I don't know why this is how I feel. It's kind of sweet and sticky at the same time, so if you're sweating in the summer, I wouldn't choose this one, but if it's cold in winter, yeah, this is a good option. So, this is pretty much it. I hope my review helps. And the kind bars are available in Family Mart in Japan. I've also seen some kind bars in Lawson and 7-Eleven, but Family Mart has the most flavors, including the one that I didn't introduce today. So if you're curious, please go check it out. And I'm very curious to know the other flavors that I haven't introduced today, meaning the flavors that aren't available in Japan. So please let me know your favorite flavor in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you still haven't. It always helps. Hope you guys have a great day. See you in the next video. À bientôt.